Hi friends, this is Penny Hunt, and this is Penny Heart to Heart. This is day 20 days of videos. I've been coming to you every day at 3 o'clock Mountain Time with these short videos, talking to you about what's going on in our world and tips and techniques about how to stay happy and upbeat and get through this situation that we all find ourselves in together. I can't believe it's been 20 days, 20 videos that we've done. I always start by reminding you that if you want to be in the drawing for my book giveaway, just in the comment line, all you need to do is type "I love your book" and you're in this week's drawing. I have been giving away a book every week out of those names that type "I love your book" in the comment line. That's all you have to do. And if you watch this after the fact, after it's not live, you don't catch me while I'm talking live right now, but you watch it later, you can still write that in the comment line and you will be in the drawing for the book. Today, day 20, I want to talk to you about something that's very special to me. I want to talk to you about going fishing, but it's not what you think. I'm going to share a very personal story with you, and then I'm going to tell you how I think it can relate to the situation that we're in now and being in our homes in safety mode to keep ourselves safe and others safe, and the time that we have in this space where we've been given this gift of time. But I want to tell you a story first about a friend of mine. I had a friend for many, many years. He was my colleague, my mentor. He was like a big brother to me and a very dear friend. And we worked closely together, and I remember at times when I would call and say, "Do you have any coffee over there at your office?" And he knew that meant I had a problem or an issue or something, usually work related, to talk about. And I would go over to his office, and he made very strong coffee. And we would sit and hash out the problems of the world, at least in our world. He was a kind and gentle person. He was the first person who called me when the news of my son's passing became public, and so many different things. We shared the same home state, and there was many things that we shared. Unfortunately, he became very ill, and instead of me being able to go to his office for our chats, I would call his wife and set up a time that I could go to his home and chat with him. And we had many, many visits. This time we weren't necessarily solving the problems of work, but we were just talking about life. And he never stopped being a wealth of knowledge and inspiration to me. But I want to tell you about one particular day, and it was one of my very last visits I was able to have with him. And I went to his home. We went out to sit on his front step in the sunshine. And I remember sitting there just in silence. He started to get quieter and quieter as his illness progressed. And we were sitting in the sunshine, and I still remember what that feels like. You know, I always tell you to remember with all of your senses, and I can remember the sun, and I can remember the breeze, and I can just remember what it was like sitting there in these two lawn chairs out in front of his house, in silence mostly. And all of a sudden he said to me, "Are you happy?" And I remember, as I am a talker and I would rattle on a lot, and I said, "Well, yeah, of course I'm happy." And I would start talking about what was going on in my life, and he stopped me and he said, "No, I want you to be happy." And I started rattling on again, and he said, "I want you to go fishing." He was a huge fisherman. Fishing he loved more than anything. And so I said, "Oh, you know what? I fished as a kid, and even when my kids were little, I took them fishing, but that's not really my thing." And I started rattling on about something else, and he stopped me again and very adamantly said, "I want you to go fishing." And I stopped talking and just looked at him, and our eyes just locked for an extended amount of time. It seemed like forever. I'm sure it was quicker than I remember it. And then I realized what he was telling me. You see, fishing to him was not about putting a worm on a hook or corn on a hook and throwing it in the water to catch a fish. Fishing to him was his worship. The river was a sanctuary to him. When he went fishing, he went to church. It was his church. And it made him feel alive and happy. And it was what he loved more than anything. And I realized when our eyes locked in that moment that that's what he was telling me. That I needed to find something that gave me that kind of feeling that fishing gave him. I needed to find a place that was like my church to go to, that filled me with joy and peace and serenity. I needed to find my sanctuary. I needed to find my fishing. And I will never forget that moment. It's been almost 10 years since he passed. But that particular moment, he taught me a lesson. And I have learned life lessons in so many ways, and I share them all with you. But in that moment, I learned a very deep and empowering life lesson that we don't know how much time we have in this life, and we need to find our joy. We need to find our fishing. It wasn't long after that I left my executive position and started writing and speaking. And that was where I found my joy. That was my fishing. And I realized that I needed to help people. And that's what I really believe I do through my speaking and my writing. My whole mission statement is 3 words: to help people. And that is my joy. That is my sanctuary when I'm helping someone. That is my fishing. I never let that lesson go to waste, and I remember it all the time. In fact, I wrote about it. It's included in my book, the story of that. And I've never forgotten how much he meant to me and how much I feel he cared about me, because he was trying to tell me that that is what life is about, to be happy and to find your joy and your fishing. So how does this relate to us right now? I just kept thinking about this morning as I was coming up with ideas to share with you today. And this one was just heavy on my heart that I needed to share this with you today. Because I think we have all been given this gift of time. Yes, it's a gift that comes with a lot of heartbreak and hurt and pain, because this virus is, causing heartbreak and hurt and pain in a lot of places, to a lot of people and to a lot of families in many different ways. Whether you have someone that's ill or has passed from this virus, or you've been, your job is on hold, or if it's a financial heartbreak, whatever it is that this is doing to you right now, this gift of space and time comes with those number of pains. But let's just talk about this gift of space and time. We've all been told to stay in, wash our hands, but stay in our homes. Don't go out unless it's absolutely unless it's absolutely necessary, and that's usually just for groceries. Food is what we need. Or if you're one of the people that still are in a position that you need to go to your jobs. But for the most part, we're supposed to stay home, away from people, have this distancing, this social distancing. So we've been given these guidelines, but we've also been given this space, this gift of space and time to be in our homes and slow down. In other videos, and out of this 20, I have talked about what if that's the whole lesson of this, is to teach us how to slow down. Teach us how to slow down and stop this crazy speed that we've been on in life. So now that you have this gift of space and time, it allows us a lot of thinking time, of thinking about our life and reviewing our life. And are we doing what we really love? Have we found our fishing? And maybe during this space and time, you can spend some time alone with your thoughts and really analyze that. Analyze what is fishing for you. What is your church? What is your sanctuary that fills you up? And it's over, I'm not talking about your religious space. I know we have that. I'm talking about your inner space that fills your soul, your life's work. And if you can incorporate it into your life's work, at least have it as a side to it, a side to your life. But how can you find your fishing? Maybe you're lucky enough that you know what it is. Maybe you know where it is that you can go to find that sanctuary for your soul that makes you happy and makes you feel alive. But I share that very personal story with you because if you don't already know it, I think we've been given the space and time to think and ponder and think about it. Think about, what is your church? What is your sanctuary for your soul? What is it that is your fishing? And I would love it, love it, love it if you would honor my friend and share with me what your fishing is. In the below, or you can always email me at pennyhunt@gmail.com, or send me a message through my website. Any number of ways, any social media outlet that you find me, and I'm on all of them, you could send me messages through. So I would love to hear your story of what your fishing is and how you came across it. How did you know that was your fishing? I would love to hear it, and that would be such an honor for me to read, and I would feel like it would be honoring my friend. And so that is why I share that very personal story today. What is your fishing? I also have shared the link of the writing that I wrote several years ago, and I've repeated it a couple times on my blog, about my friend, and a little more in depth about him and about that day when that conversation happened. And I'd love for you to read that as well. So, again, if you want to be in my drawing for my book, I just need you to write in the comment line, "I love your book," and you will be in this week's drawing. I draw, it goes through Friday, but I don't pick from those names until Sunday, just in case somebody watches this video after it's posted and didn't catch us live and they watched it later. They still count, so they're still in the drawing. I thank you for your time. Tomorrow will be day 21 of our videos. I'll be here tomorrow, 3 o'clock Mountain Time, with another thought, another topic, another tip for you. I know it takes a minute out of your day to come and join me and spend this space with me, and I am so appreciative of you and of you joining me here and watching these videos. I hope they help. It's my whole mission. Thank you so much. I am Pennie Hunt, and this has been Pennie Heart to Heart. Thanks for watching.